So normally, I think I'm going to try something different with the Japanese, because we've been learning from the dictionary, and now we have a decent amount of words learned. We want to see maybe if we can start making some sentences from these words. So let me show you the words that we have learned in the dictionary on the computer. So we have here, okay, yes, here it is. Here it is. Here's our list of words that we have learned. You know, return, station, lively, ao, hotaru, tomodachi, ginko, nana, shichi, shigoto, ocha, yasumi. All these words here, okay? We learned a lot of different words. And now we want to try to make something from it. We want to try to make sentences, because what good is just learning a bunch of words if you can't actually make sentences and actually speak, right? So I'll be looking at these words here and seeing what sort of sentences we can come up with now that we have some of the, I wouldn't necessarily call all these basic words here, but at least some words that we can form some sentences, you know? Okay. So with that, I think we can pull up our Google Translate and we can start speaking some words and maybe make something here. Okay. Here's our good old friend Google Translate to help us out. To help us actually say some sentences and some words here. So I should be able to just speak this. I should be able to actually, I can do the voiceover on my computer. There we go. There you go. We switch it to Japanese, so I can just speak. So if I'm looking at my words here, some words that we learned, like we learned like station, genki. So let's just do like a very simple word, like what you would say if you're asking if someone's good. Genki desu ka? There we go. How are you? How are you? No. Don't keep talking. There we go. Hello, how are you? Yes. Okay. I do not know how to say your name. My apologies, but some strong cheekbones. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so yes, you would say genki desu ka if you want to ask how someone is, okay? Or, you know, you can also ask, this is not a word that we've learned yet, but daijoubu desu ka? There you go. Daijoubu desu ka? Okay? Are you okay? You can ask that, you know? Okay, so let me look at some of the words that we've learned. Let's come up with some sentences here. So I see one for like work, friend. Okay, so if you want to ask what someone's job is. Shigoto wa nani desu ka? Okay. What is your job? What is your job? Usernames, great to have you here. How are you doing as well? We are making some Japanese sentences from the Japanese words that we have learned over the past few weeks here. So if we look at this here, we're saying work here. This is work. Let me make this even larger. Can I make this even larger? There it is. We want to make it nice and big and easy to read. So shigoto. These are a little bit harder to explain. These are particles, and these are just absolute nightmare when it comes to Japanese language, I must say. So yes, please probably don't, we're not going to have a crash course on those. This one, nani or nan, this is what you would say what, and then this is basically the polite question that you would ask. This is actually the question marker right here, because look, if you don't have this, well, it still says what is your job, because it says what here, but that ka at the end, that is the question. So for the most part, you don't use question marks in Japanese for the most part. You use this, ka. And usually it would just be a period, like so. So let's ask, instead of asking what is your work, let's just say ask how someone's work is. Shigoto wa dou desu ka? How is work going? No, hang on. Turn off. There you go. How is work going? Shigoto wa dou desu ka? Okay. How is work going? Good. I say, you are so nice to help teach people language for free. Well, it's not just about me teaching it. I'm learning too. You know? So look, I can say, 16ヶ月間日本語を勉強しています. There we go. There it is. Technically, it should be like that. There we go. You want this. 16ヶ月間日本語を勉強しています. Now, here's the thing. Below here, if you notice, it says it shows it as how you would speak it if like you're an English speaker and you're reading this. I wouldn't recommend relying on this because this is not always accurate, okay? This is not always accurate with how you actually say it. And the reason that I know this is there's been various times that I've translated something and it says something wrong. And it's like, why does it say that? And I really got suspicious when I was talking with a friend. I didn't know how to say something, so I put it into the translate, and I could not read the kanji. So I read this, and they did not understand because this was incorrect with what I was. So I was saying what it said here because I could not read the kanji, and they did not understand. So don't rely on this. You can use other sites, but this is not accurate. I really wish Google would have, like, if you know how to read Japanese, like the standard characters, like these are the standard Japanese characters. Most everything else here, besides this one over here, is kanji, which is Chinese characters. I wish there was a way you could actually view how to say these in the Japanese alphabet and not this. Because this is not good. I don't like this. This is not good. Okay? We can also say, もうすぐ日本語の天才です. See, look, we can say that as well. 今、日本語の天才じゃない. See? Ima, this is a word that we recently learned. Yes, ima, nihongo no tensai janai. Okay. So see, look, this is so much fun. This is so much fun. It really is. Okay. What else can we say? So let's just say, how is your friend? Are you wanting to move to Japan one day? Who knows? Possibly. Maybe. Don't know. Don't know. Certainly would be interesting, but... Okay. So... yeah, that's the stick on friend. What was I doing? I was doing friend. Friend and... okay, so if I want to ask how your friend's work is. Tomodachi no shigoto wa nani desu ka? What is your friend's job? Or you could say here, dou desu ka? How is your friend's job going? Now, this right here, so this is tomodachi. This is friend. This is work. This one, it can be easily explained. This is basically like a apostrophe S in English. So this is friends. Okay, so this is the possession. Friend, work. This is the possession of it. So friend's work. Okay? Or Nezumi. How is your mouse friend, or friend's mouse, I guess we could say. How is your mouse friend doing? Okay. All right. So when I want to say, let's say, what do I want to say? I'm thinking of some interesting things that I can say here with this. Let's see, Japanese is so complex. Good for you for teaching yourself. I used Duo to attempt Italian, but the Romance language doesn't seem nearly as complex as Japanese and other Asian languages. Yeah, the thing is, if you're an English speaker, the hardest languages to learn, Chinese, number one, primarily because of the tones. So, if you don't know how Chinese is, I can say a word in Chinese, and depending on how I say it, the type of tone that I have, it can be a completely different word. I think there's like 4 tones. So I could say this, this, this. You know, just depending on how I say it, completely changes the meaning. That is extremely challenging. So you have to be very careful of how you say it and listen very carefully. The grammar of Chinese, I think, is similar to English. So, for example, in Chinese, I guess if you said, I'm going to the park, you would say it very similarly in Chinese. I don't know really Chinese, so I don't know. The second hardest language would be Arabic. Oh, thank you. Bubbles. I mean, balloons. Second hardest language would be Arabic, I believe, for English speakers. And I believe it's because of the... I don't remember exactly. I really don't. I don't remember why that's the second hardest. But third hardest is Japanese. Third hardest is Japanese, and it's mostly because of the grammar. Because the thing is, the pronunciation of Japanese, if you're an English speaker, you can speak Japanese, okay? You can speak all of the words in Japanese. That's not going to be a problem for you, okay? Tomodachi, ryoko, ima, mise. You know, you can say these things very easily. The problem is the grammar. Let me show you why. Okay, so I said, I'm going to the park. Let's say that in Japanese. Koen ni ikimasu. So, let me break this down. So, koen is park. Okay? This particle here indicates a movement, and this is the action. This is to a go. Okay? So, if you notice, I'm going to the park, going is first, and then park is last. In Japanese, it's the opposite. Park is first, and then going is last. So, you basically, if you want to say the full sentence in Japanese, because that is an abbreviated one, you would say, Watashi wa koen ni ikimasu. You wouldn't really begin this sentence with watashi wa, because that is you, that is me. That's saying me. You don't need to say that unless you're changing the topic from, if it's on someone else, you change it to you. Okay. Nataz, great to have you here. That's so cool. I didn't know Chinese sentence structure was similar to English. Yes, I believe it is. I believe it is. Don't quote me because I don't really know Chinese. Sorry to say. Sorry to say. So, yes. So as you can see with the Japanese here, it does begin with I, just as English, but you don't say going next, you say park next. So you begin, the way that I have heard it is that you begin with the largest thing first. So park is like the largest thing. That's the thing that's furthest away, it's the largest thing. And then you get closer to you, and then you do the action. The action at the park. And the action that you're taking is that you're going. So, yes, it becomes complex. It becomes hard. That makes things very, very difficult to say. Or if we want to use a word that we already did here. Ryoko ni ikimashita. I went on a trip. Notice how I have made it now in the past tense. And it's because of this. If I put that here, I'm going on a trip. But if you change it to this, I went on a trip. So this is the past tense. Shita or su, mas, rather mas. Okay? Interesting, right? Interesting. Okay. So there's many different ways you can say these sort of things. Okay, so now how would I say I am meeting my friend? I think I would say, this is where it's going to get a little bit hard for me because I really haven't used these much in, tried this here, but. Tomodachi o aimasu. I will meet my friend. Okay, there we go. I got it, okay. Or if you say I mashita, I met my friend. Okay, and sometimes what you need to do, if you need to flip it, okay, so tomodachi ni aimashita. Okay, so in this particular case, it's using ni, because that's the particle for like movement. And it puts watashi wa, which you really don't need. Unless you're gonna say, oops. It's just easier to speak it. Anata no. I met your friend. Anata no tomodachi ni aimashita. Okay. Let's see. Is Japanese first foreign language you are learning besides whatever you had to learn at school? So, I learned a little bit of Spanish in school, but it was, I was kind of like this the entire time. And this was when I was like 11 or 12 or something. And I was like, I don't want to learn this. I want to learn Japanese even then. So, yes. Now, how would I say this? Okay, I'm thinking of something funny to say. How would I say this? Sometimes it's better if I start typing it as opposed to just speaking it. But if I want to say Tomodachi wa shigoto. Nope, hang on a minute. It misheard. Okay. Nana shigoto. I want nana. Shichi. Ga arimasu. There it is. Okay. So, tomodachi wa shichi shigoto ga arimasu. My friend has 7 jobs. And then maybe a response would be, Hontoni? Really? Yeah. And then maybe you would say, I'm just thinking of like a funny comeback. What you could say. Yeah. What language is that? Let's pop it in and translate now, shall we? Let's see what language. All right, so let's put this language in. Detect language. Hello, sister. I subscribe to your from Turkey. Okay, good luck with your broadcast. I like the video. Oh, thank you so very much. I appreciate that. So this is Turkish. Okay, okay, there we go. We translated. We translated. Anyway, heading back to Japanese. Japanese. Okay, so what were we saying? We were saying... Okay, hold on. Let me refresh. There we go. Oh, good. Muhammad. Oh! You put it there too! Okay. Anything else that I really want to say? Okay. Ocha wa daisuki desu. Anata wa? I love tea. How about you? And then, you know, if I'm responding, I could say, yeah. Just say no. You don't need to say anything else. You could also say, yeah. No, a little bit more drawn out there, but yeah is good enough. Now, here's the other interesting thing about Japanese. So Japanese doesn't have tones, you know, like Chinese does, but it does have certain words that can sound similar. And here's an example. Yeah. That means no. Yeah. Nope, it didn't catch that one. Yeah. There it is. All right. Yeah. Yeah. As you can see. So this second one here, it's house, it would be spelled like this. So as you can see, it's just, this is ie, so it's just missing that additional e at the beginning. So that can make it a little bit challenging. It really can, because depending on how long that you're saying it, let's just give it a try again. Yeah, 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 yeah. There it is. Finally at the end, you started to get it. No, 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 house, house, house. So. Ie ga arimasen. I don't have a house. We haven't learned ie. We haven't learned ie. Okay, let's just do like maybe one more sentence. One more sentence. Nani o mimasu ka? What do you want to watch? Okay, that's actually, I mean, let me actually back out of that. Nani o mimasu ka? Okay. How could we respond? Hora eigo. Horror movies. You could say that. Totemo kawaii. Not, yeah. Okay, it's very scary. It's a little bit hard to try to come up with some of these sentences because it's like having like a fluid conversation, or it's like obviously it wouldn't really sound like this. What are you going to watch? A horror movie. It's very scary. You know, maybe, you know, you would have a bit more conversation there, but you know, at least it's a little something, you know, so. All right. Any other words we can do here? I think that's pretty much it. Okay. I think that's pretty much it for right now, I suppose. We were pretty good, I must say. We were pretty good, I must say. Okay, that's Let's see here. I was very happy to meet you, sister. I wish you knew Turkish because I don't know English. I like you very much, but unfortunately I can't understand you. Oh. Let's hang on a minute. Thanks for stopping by. Nope, hang on a minute. Thanks for stopping by. There you go. Thank you. Okay. So, yes, I think that is going to do it with our Japanese. This was a lot of fun to create our words. It really was. It was very, very interesting. So if I want to say goodbye, how do we say goodbye in Japanese? There's many, many ways. Sayonara. We don't want to say it that way. We don't want to say it that way. No. Matane. That's a more better way of saying it. Matane. Core. Ja mata. See you then. Ja mata. And say. I guess the last thing, what about greetings? How do we say various greetings? So, there's different greetings you can do. Ohayo gozaimasu. Konnichiwa. Konnichiwa. Konbanwa. Come on. Konbanwa. Oyasumi nasai. There we go. The last one's not really a greeting, but there we go. Ohayo gozaimasu. Or, you know, if you want to make it more casual. Ohayo. Konnichiwa, which would you say usually in the afternoon time. Konbanwa, that's evening time. And then oyasumi nasai. Or oyasumi, a little bit more casual. Least formal way. I would probably just say matane, but I don't know. There's like so many different things, you know? Same with like apologizing. Such as, Moshiwake gozaimasen deshita. I am very sorry. Or, gomen. Sorry. So look, you have, just sorry. And then you have, Moshiwake gozaimasen deshita. Really, really long way. Like, I'm like terribly sorry. And you would probably say this as you're kneeling on the floor. Like, please forgive me. Please forgive me for what I've done. I've done something so bad. You know? So. Anyway, folks, I think that is going to do it. There we go. We made some sentences with some of the words that we learned. We can learn more words next time. But yeah, that was very fun and interesting, wasn't it? It really was. I enjoyed that. It was fun and entertaining, I must say.